So, tactical tip number 5. Minimalism is the key to being able to move around so freely. So, if you can find things that have got more than one use, go for it. It's going to be a bonus in the long run. So, anything extra you acquire, I'm going to show you how to manage that. But for now, if you are going to buy any equipment, do make sure that that it's got more than one use. Right, so I'm going to show you this. I've probably shown you this before on another video. Tom shoe cooking apparatus. It all folds away really small. It all comes apart lovely. Now I can use this. Sorry, I'm not getting it in shot properly. I can use this for either sticks, twigs even, like this sort of stuff. I can make a coffee on that, easy, keep it going for ages. Or of course, if it's a windy day, I can put my can stove in there and it protects it from the wind. Now if I'm going to do that, because this comes with a little grill, I'll put the grill on there, and that way I don't waste too much fuel, because the more air that gets in there, the more fuel you use. So if I put that on there and then put my pan on top of there, it's close enough to the can, it won't take too much fuel away from it. And of course, if you want to use it with the wood, you just pop that on. You see, and you feed sticks in there. Now this thing did come with a little fuel burner thing, but this is what it came with. This little thing. Now I tried to burn my fuel in that, and it sort of sits in there. Oh, hang on, I'll show you. So what you do is you put that in there. You put the fuel in. This bit goes sort of in there. You put the fuel in there, boom, off you go. But I found that the fuel burnt like 4 times faster in this thing than it did in this. So now this is literally my butter dish. What I do is, because butter can get pretty unspreadable in the cold weather, so I put a big knob of that in there. And when I make my coffee, what I do is any of the coals that are left at the bottom after the coffee, I put on a knob of butter, get the butter to melt, take that off, put my bread on, toast it, and then pour my butter over the top. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. I've got tea and toast, or coffee and toast, whatever, in the morning. So multi-purpose. I can use it for the fuel, I can use it for wood, I can also use it to keep warm if I'm in a place where I can't dig a fire pit. So on the minimalist front, I'm going to take you somewhere else. Right, so very tiny tent. This tent will fold up so small, it's just like it's almost the same size as a large sausage roll. And another tip that I want to give you is always, because if you get caught and you're not on site, you don't want to be seen as some messy little bugger. For example, don't leave things laying around. Always tidy up after yourself, because I've been rambled before, and more than once. And one thing that they always comment on is how clean and respectful I am of their land. So it saves a lot of anger, shall we say, because people are often very angry that you have been living on their land for a little while and digging holes and burning their wood and etc. So if they happen to come across your camp and you're not here, keep it tidy. So my tent is very tidy, and although I've got some stuff out at the moment because I've been showing you some ways to keep stealth, this area is also very tidy. When I leave, the only thing that's out here is my chair and those panniers. I don't leave any rubbish out here. I tidy up after myself every morning. I take my rubbish off site. I won't leave anything here, so if I do get rumbled, it's going to be a polite experience. It's not going to be something that's full of anger and animosity. So my 5th tip is minimalism. Now on the minimalism, there's something else that I need to share with you. For example, you are in this kind of style of living, going to acquire stuff that if you're rumbled, you can't fit all in your bags, right? So what I mean by that is, when I turned up here, I could fit all my stuff on that bike, no trouble. But when since being here, and it's only been just over 2 months, since being here, I've acquired a few other things I found along the way, i.e. wellies I found. One of them, which I'm trying out, I've mentioned in another video. Another thing that I've acquired, you can see one down here, it's a very little one, that's a little bucket. I'm using that as a chamber pot. So what I do is I put that in the outer bit of my tent, in the little porch bit. And when it's raining, or it's really bad weather, I don't have to get my tiny little butt, because being a girl, obviously, we have to squat and get our whole butt in out. So rather than get my arse out in the pissing down of rain, I will carefully pee in the bucket. Now, that's not the only bucket I found. I was quite fortunate. I found 2 other bigger buckets in this area. So one thing I would say to you is, when you turn up at an area, or when you're walking around, try and find as much stuff that you're going to be able to utilise as possible. And I'm going to show you why. Because these buckets have been a bloody lifesaver. Right, now, with my Salvation Army visits, which they're not allowing me to do anymore, and with the tiny bit of money that I get each week, which is my money, by the way, I've saved it, but I siphon a certain amount each week, and I'm very religious to it. So, let me show. I don't know why I took that apart, actually. I should have showed you it. Right, so, okay, let's put it back, and I'll show you how I do it. Right, so, see this log? It's just a log. But, in here, I'm going to show you something. So, can you see that? So in this bucket, sorry, like I say, I am a bit rudimentary. In this bucket that I've hidden in this tree, I've got some tins that I've acquired. I've also got some jams in there, you know, I've got corned beef, some cheap old chilli. That's really nice chilli, by the way, don't knock it. I've got some jams and stuff in there, so, you know, I can have something with my toast. I'm not really as much of a sweet tooth person, but you do find that occasionally you need some sugar out here. And then what I do is I just cover it like that. You see? And it's gone. So that's my bucket, or what I would call my pantry. Now, that's one of the buckets that I got, a big bucket. Okay, so the reason why I'm bringing this up is because, of course, if I had all of that in my camping area and I got rumbled, if they want to stay, which they often do, they will stand there and watch you pack up, which I can tell, you know, I've told people before now, it's going to take me up to 2 hours, because I've not only got to pack my stuff up, but I like to leave no trace. So I need to be able to return the area back to how it was. But, you know, they'll stand there and watch you do it. They've got no problem in that. Now, if they're going to stand there and watch you do it, you can't hide stuff that you can't fit on your bike or in your bags that you've acquired since being in your spot. So finding means like holes in trees, fallen logs, finding the bucket thing, great. So that's bucket number 2. Anyway, I've got another bucket the same size as that. So I'm going to show you another trick that I've learned along my journey doing this. But that's for another top tip. So keep watching.